How is it going, everybody? Welcome to the Loli Debate 2. So, would you two like to introduce yourselves?
Who would like to go first?
Yeah, you go first, Konosuke,
All
or
right.
however you pronounce it.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name's Konosuke 7. Nice to meet you.
Very cool. And Mr. Anime 343, do you have anything to say for your return to the Loli Debate?
Guess who's motherfucking back, bitches?
Very cool. Very cool. Without further ado, let's talk about the context here. Okay, let's talk about the context for the debate first, because it seems like you two have been beefing for the better part of just about a year right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how did this all start, and how did we get here to you debating on my live stream?
Oh, I just really wanted to actually say this because apparently freaking Konosuke actually started making videos on me about, like, my personal tastes in fictional characters.
Okay, do you have a rebuttal to that,
So,
Konosuke?
at first I knew very little information about him. I had heard his name being thrown around through the early parts of, I believe it was 2020, but really I just heard his name. I didn't really know the context of really who he was all that much until, like, randomly I heard his name being thrown around. Until I had gotten into, if I remember correctly, I had gotten into a little bit of a beef with someone else who Mr. Anime also had beef with, by the name of Moculus. And so Mr. Anime joined my server under the assumption that fucking we would just basically team up together against him, until he joined my server, and then I started getting DMs from people saying, "Hey, you don't want this guy in your server." I'm like, "What? Why? What's the problem?" Like, I've heard his name before, but I don't really. What's the context here? I got screenshots of his tweets. I got sent a link to his Twitter to where I would look through his likes, and I legit almost barfed, and I was like, "Holy shit! Get this guy the fuck up out of here!" Fucking ill. Like, it was like that. That's where my earliest interaction with him had began. I guess, if you can even call that an interaction, really.
Okay, so yeah, I think let's get straight into debating the the actual content, the meat and potatoes. What is a lolly? I'll let you go
Basically,
first,
a
Mr.
loli is a loli is actually technically a fictional character of a certain height, and basically, they're actually petite women, or per se, like, certain characters of a certain height. I can't really go into details about it because lolis are actually about body types, not age.
Okay,
Now,
and how would
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, please go. How would you do you have any differences in your definition from what Mr. Anime here said?
Well, given from the imagery that I've seen on his Twitter specifically, and given the stuff I've read about the things that he himself had written about, the lolicon seems to, I mean, lollies seem to specifically be any any underage anime character drawn in a highly suggestive situation. And the reason the reason I sit there and I completely go, what the fuck, whenever the argument of it's about body type is brought up, is because of something that I've actually been sent that was actually from Mr. Anime. So I'm actually gonna put this in the group chat right here. He actually had. I don't watch My Hero Academia. I don't. So I'm not even gonna try to pretend to pronounce this character's name. But he did in fact write a very descriptive fan fiction about a underage character who I believe in the show is probably like 6 or 7 years old. I don't know. I don't watch it, so I could be wrong about that. But as you can see in this fan fiction, he had written that there are specific tags like you would in a YouTube video to leave it towards related search words, I guess you could say, and it would pop up in people's suggestions. So in this one right here, the first tag right there in that black bold, completely, just by the tags he himself has put in there, you would think that completely contradicts what you just said about it being body type and not having age anything to do with it, when that first tag
Yeah,
right
because
there.
apparently I'm not the only one that uses that. They're dude. Besides, as long as it's actually done within the realm of fiction, basically these are fictional characters.
Yes,
fictional characters.
but what you have not seemed to understand is that you fantasizing about something, and even though it is fiction, will eventually lead to you wanting the actual thing.
Whoa, just whoa. Before you actually go any farther, that's just like, freaking, that's just, a bit of a stretch, don't you think? Because, there's actually a little thing called the causation/correlation fallacy.
Which is?
Basically, you actually have like two different things. You have fictional characters, and then you actually have real people. That's actually two different areas. So basically, one actually doesn't harm people, where the other one does.
So you think that just because they're fictional characters and they don't harm people, that your weird attraction to them absolutely is completely warranted, and not a single person should judge you or anything like that, and we're all weirdos for...
Okay, let me just put it like this. There is a certain, specific, terminology for this. It's called schizophilia, which means you're actually attracted to drawings. Okay, hang on. Let me see if I can find it.
Well, clearly,
just need a moment. I just got...
Clearly, by looking at this fan fiction that you wrote about this child character, you're very attracted to it.
No. It's only just fictional characters. Okay. Hold on just a second.
So you're only attracted to only physical characters because to fictional characters. Because if I remember correctly, in the last debate, you had told Grimsy that you were attracted to actual women, but had to specifically point out that they were above age actual women, which of course implies that you are aware that these characters that you are writing about and fantasizing about and spanking off to are in fact children. Even in this story that you had written in your canonical, I guess you could say, verse that you wrote in this world, this child remains to be a child, which I'm pretty sure a lot of us can assume given by these tags that you've put on here.
Hold on.
Any wrong?
Got the screenshot right now, so hold on. I'm actually freaking pulling it up right now. There we go. And there is the definition of what I'm trying to talk about.
Okay, I'll pull it up on the screen right now. But just to clarify on this fan fiction, is it called My Glory Holing Academia by Bloody Demon 666? Is that? Can you confirm that is you, Mr. Anime?
Actually, BD666 is my alter ego.
What?
But yeah, I do actually have. I usually like to do this kind of stuff because apparently, I'm just trying to actually freaking express myself through writing somehow. And, yeah, I'll admit that I've actually done those things, but, that's just the fun of it. It's actually just, it's in the realm of fiction.
That's the link to the actual
you're
thing.
not harming anyone, No. In fact, that is actually a huge negatory right there. Like I said, that's actually part of the causation/correlation fallacy.
So, as you linked right here in the group chat from Wiktionary, schizophilia is if we scroll down, a paraphilia in which a person is sexually attracted to cartoon characters.
Right there. Aces.
Now, here's why I think you are
Yeah.
not what is it, schizophiliac? That's how you properly pronounce it. Here's why I don't think that's the case, right? Because of a tweet you have actually written before. I can't link the original tweet because you were responding to one of your friends and their Twitter got suspended, from which I could assume to be the series of tweets, to where, for some reason, yourself and this friend of yours actually, like, for some reason are causing a stink about Japan changing their age of consent. And this friend of yours, the screenshots I'm putting right here in the group chat are loading in right now, that it very, very much looks like you are agreeing with your friend when they wrote, and I quote, "I don't like when the government raises the age of consent to 16. I like it when it's lowered to 13, not 16. And that you replied, also let's not forget that Japan has a low birth rate as well. They replied, Japan low birth rate is getting worse. And you said, yeah, this makes it worse. And then you agreed with them and hoping that the anti-feminists will protest these laws and reverse it, which would heavily lead people to assume that you agree with Japan's age of consent being 13.
Japan has a different culture than America. They're genius.
I don't think I'm pretty sure I would speak for 90% of the human population that even if your culture is okay with banging kids, that's not okay. That's a kid. It's like ew.
Okay, whoa. Basically, I don't think Japan is actually okay with the freaking banging kids, but like I said, it's a different freaking culture than what we have here.
That's still disgusting.
You can actually speak for like 90% of the population, but different cultures have different ages of consent.
Okay, so if it's a completely different culture that's nothing has anything related to yours, don't you feel like that would be a waste of time for you to complain about a culture in a country that you're realistically probably gonna never go to?
Well, at a certain point at my age, back when you were actually digging up that shit, I was actually kind of freaking going through a phase, okay?
A phase being?
Basically, I was actually in a phase where I wasn't really myself. I was actually trying to get through some shit. I was actually going through so much turmoil in my own life. And yet, I've actually had to learn to actually better myself as a person.
And you thought bettering yourself as a person was saying that Japan should put their age of consent to 13?
Look, what Japan does is, Japan's business. Not that it should matter anymore, because basically, they actually wanted to talk about the actual age for Japan for being an adult is 20. Just so you know.
Okay, but
in fact, you're actually considered sort of like how here in the U.S. we actually have, if you actually become a legal adult, you have to be 21. Buy cannabis or consume alcohol or something like that. But in Japan, you actually have to be 20 to be considered a legal adult.
okay, but we're not talking about the age that you would need to drink and stuff like that. We're talking about the age of consent.
Yeah, I can understand that, but apparently, let's also talk about some of the other people that you've actually tried, getting into your personal little situations, like Geekdom 101.
But what is that?
Or even Gigi Chillin.
But what does it have to do with lollies? This is a debate about lollies.
Yeah, and basically, you've also tried using those three, actually, being people as well.
Your voice broke up and I heard nothing you just said.
You accused, Lord Perfection, Geekdom 101, and Gigi Chillin of all being pedophiles without any circumstantial evidence.
But again, what does that have to do with lollies? This is a debate about lollies between me and you, and you're trying to. Well, then let's change the situation about this beef that you had with other people and stuff like that. I mean, if I can keep my argument about lollies going, I can also bring about how currently there's a commissioner on Twitter right now who's getting a lot of heat put on him because he decided to draw some lolly of Pan from Dragon Ball GT for a commission, and as let me see, one on a response that he has for everyone it was a commission, I couldn't turn it down, blah blah blah, and he's acting like someone held a gun to his head in order to do that. Now, with seeing that happening, witnessing, it had nothing to do with you, but you are aware of it. I know, because I've seen your comment on Jay Senpai's video on it. So, with knowing that's going on, and knowing that the general public sees lolly and goes, ew, that's fucking disgusting, from seeing that what I can assume to be the reason that you lost your job, that your employer found your Twitter or something like that. That's what I'm assuming to be. And also seeing that your friend, also Jay Senpai X4, had almost got kicked out of his damn house for being his huge obsession with lolly. And from, if I remember correctly, you live with your grandparents. So your grandparents, who I can assume to have loved and raised you your whole life, even they have, I don't know how they found out about your lolly addiction, but they found out about it. And even your family was like, ew, what the fuck? Like, they probably look at you a little different now. Even with all that.
Wow.
Even with all that.
I can actually understand that because apparently, I actually had a talk with them. We actually had a huge ass country Jesus meeting. And basically, I just really have to say that, deep down, we still love each other. And basically, even though I don't look at the real thing, I know this actually going to make me look like I'm actually some kind of, like, weirdo or something like that, saying that, in fact, whenever I talk about Lolis, I usually link nonprofit organizations to help actual kids in need.
Okay, but to continue that argument that I was making, even with your family, possibly as close to you personally as anyone can get, is telling you that this freaking obsession is disgusting, and you still are having the mindset of, oh, they're just a bunch of fucking normies, they don't get it. Are you really that far gone? Are you really that far of, no, I'm not budging from this now? Like, really? Even when it costs you your 10 plus year job, almost cost your friend their house, and your family is probably thinking of you differently or looking at you weird now, like, what is it going to take for you to be like, all right, maybe, like, what is it going to take? What is it going to take?
Look, if I can actually simply say this, look, I actually do believe that we all need to protect kids no matter what. And yet, you got people like EDP445 actually going out of their way to actually say that, freaking lollies are an issue. And yet, he's pretty much, the talking head of, like, anti-lolicons.
You just ignored my question.
I gotta say...
You just ignored my question.
I'm trying to make a point here.
Yes, but I did ask a question, though.
A question, but listen to me very carefully. I actually do love my family. I know that. And I know that Jay Senpai X4 is actually going through a lot of, issues in his life. But guess what? I'm actually still pretty much doing what I do best because, at least...
And what would that be?
This is something I like to do. Freaking just, being me, okay? It makes me me.
What would that entail? What does you
Basically,
being you define as?
Just doing what I love. Like, I continue watching anime and just, talking about it. Because, I just actually get tired of actually freaking getting into so many dramas and beefs with people. Including you because, you had to go and freaking lie about me.
Okay, but I don't think you're tired of the dramas and stuff like that, because every time if someone were to randomly hop on Twitter and call you a poopy head, I feel like you'd be immediately with a YouTube video within the hour and be like, fuck that guy and all that shit. And I even noticed that in the last live stream...
Basically, I'm trying to freaking... This is actually why you're actually so freaking. This is why I actually decided to actually debate you, because basically, I just want to put this to bed and try to move on, because I just kind of find you as a complete lost cause there, dude.
You find me as a lost cause. Did everyone in the
Yeah,
chat? Did
yeah.
you guys
Because
not hear
apparently
the
you're the
me
one that's
mentioning
actually freaking.
fucking everybody's family knowing about this
Okay,
shit?
hold on. Let me
The
let me give you some
hell?
points about from a mutual friend of mine. In fact, I actually pretty much got something interesting, because I freaking wanted to. Hold on a second. I gotta find it first.
I
In
do.
fact, I
I
actually have some interesting facts from my good friend Durant, whom you've actually freaking booted off your your
okay,
Discord server.
okay, hold on. Before we get to Garant, I do want to finish what I was saying. Right. Um. Fuck. What was I saying? Oh, I did notice that after the last Lolly debate that you had with Grimsy, I keep almost forgetting his name. With Grimsy, I did notice that on your Twitter you were actually complaining about the live stream for a little while. Not too long, but you were complaining about it. Like, oh, that live stream was such bullshit and all that. And it's like, I get it. No one likes taking an L. It's embarrassing. No one wants to. I get it. No, you don't want. You want to have your, I guess you could say, fans or friends or whatever you call the people who follow you. You want them to view you in a higher regard and stuff like that. But you have to admit, Grimsy metaphorically bent you over his leg and slapped your ass throughout that entire freaking stream, man. Like, what the fuck? Like, I was just
Basically, I was feeling.
like,
Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, hold on, just a second. Let me just put it like this. Grizzly was making me very freaking uncomfortable with the way he was actually talking.
how? He didn't say anything that was wrong.
Nah, he was actually freaking making me uncomfortable because he kept yelling.
So
And
because he
I
kept
actually have.
what? Hold on. So because he yelled and raised his voice, you were like, I
Yeah,
don't
because
like this.
because I actually start feeling, threatened, because basically that's kind of like a fight or flight thing.
But Roman, you're like a 30-something-year-old man. You're pushing 40. Someone
Yeah,
slightly
and
raising their
granted, you're
voice at
actually
you.
nothing more than a freaking DBZ scan that actually freaking has nothing better to do than actually pick fights with other people like GG Chillin' or freaking Lord Perfection or even freaking Geekdom 101.
But here's the thing: if you yell at me over VC, I'm not gonna tuck my freaking wiener between my legs. I'm gonna laugh. Can you say the same?
Yeah,
Because
and
I
I'm
don't think
actually
so.
laughing at you freaking hysterically because, God forbid, you're actually having freaking Tweedledum and Tweedledummer, aka Moculus and Masturbator, freaking structuring their jollies off, actually freaking having us laughing hysterically because, we're just being a couple of lone cows.
Okay, but here's the thing, right? You know, not more than anybody, but you do know that me and Mock are not best friends. We're not best friends. We butt heads. We still don't really like each other all that much.
Then why the
So
do you
don't try.
actually freaking hang around those two? But
I
why the fuck do you hang around those two?
He's not in any server that I'm also in. Masturbator is, but Mock no. But we're sidetracking.
Yeah,
We're
but
getting
why do
away
you
from
hang
the
around
lolly
fucking
subject
Masturbator? Why do you hang around him?
because I like Masturbator. I
Just
like him.
answer the question.
Indians are fun. I like Indians.
Oh, come on. That dude's actually nothing more than a freaking lolcow in disguise of being a tough guy.
Okay. Okay. So, something I have been wondering about that you have not really gone too much detail in the past before that I definitely do want to know about this. So you apparently, as I previously mentioned for like a split second not that long ago, that you had lost your job of 11 years. That's a long time to work somewhere. It fucking sucks. Anybody would be upset about that. Cool. I'm not gonna shit on you for being upset about it. If I worked at my job for 11 years and they fucking fired me, I'd be like, fuck those people. So anyway, so it has been rumored. Again, I want to put this again. I want to repeat this for the chat. It has been rumored. So take this with a grain of salt. It has been rumored that you were actually fired from your job because you were either flaunting around actual CP or you were flaunting around lollies, or the fact that they had done a little bit of a what is it called, a like an online footprint kind of thing, and they just like ended up finding your stuff and seeing where you were into, and then they were like, "Ugh, what the fuck?" Because if I remember correctly, you worked at like a
Okay,
hotel kind of place.
hold on.
Hold
Let me
on, hold
tell
on.
you.
I'm not done.
Let
I'm
me
not done.
answer your question
Hold on.
because
I'm not done. I'm not done. You cut me off a lot today. Hold on. I'm not done. If I remember correctly, you worked at like a hotel kind of place, right? I myself have also worked at a hotel. I've worked front desk at a hotel for like almost a collective of 5 years. So I feel like I have more of an insight than a regular person from down the street would. Hotels very much value their image. They want their fucking image to be spick and span, really fucking clean. So in their point of view, if they're like you, for example, you don't really care about hiding your face or your real name, so you're not really all that difficult to find. So if anyone were to decide to Google you and shit like that, what would come up? The Mr. Anime blah 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 stuff, and then your tweets and all that shit, and then they'd be like, "Oh my god, this fucking guy is at our hotel. They see him all the time, and then they're gonna see this and think we fucking hire weirdos and shit." Hell no. So what was the case with that? What exactly happened then? If I'm wrong.
yeah, you're freaking wrong about that because apparently the reason why they actually freaking fired me was because I was using the company computer to upload freaking YouTube videos.
Why? That's actually pretty dumb. What the fuck?
It goes against their freaking social media guidelines.
So, really anyone could have guessed, don't use the company computers for fucking, for personal shit like that. What the fuck?
Yeah, and they actually freaking nailed me for that.
So may I read this video description that for in the image that Konosuke just put in the group chat?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah. This is from the video. Just a small update on what's going on Misteranime343, uploaded January 24th, 2023. It says, well, in the description. Well, guys, it's been a while since I made a video, and I need to take accountability for some of the things I did. So this is me owning up to why I lost my job. It makes me so annoyed what people were slandering me over, what happened when I had 2 complaints be sent over what happened when I lost my job in November. I hold Bo ill. I'm assuming it's supposed to say no ill will, or bad feelings for my former employer, and wish the best of luck to those who have better luck with a future employee. But in all seriousness, this whole thing about me getting fired from my job was a ploy because a couple of bad faith actors decided to go after me for the sake of trying to smear and assassinate my character as a YouTuber. But what's done is done, and if I could undo some things, I would. But I can't. All I can do is learn from my mistakes and hope to never do it again. So.
Yeah, exactly, because, that's just me owning up to the mistakes I made. And basically, yeah, if I didn't have a laptop, to actually freaking upload all my videos and stuff, along with editing and stuff.
He was too busy buying body pillows.
Oh, I only have like 2 there, brah. Only 2.
Okay.
Yeah, and one of which is actually in the form of Remy, and the other one is in the form of Astolfo.
Okay, so I'm not. So this is where my argument of is even being that addicted to lollies even that much. Is it fucking worth it if it's costing you your job, if it's costing you your income, if you're like I'm assuming that your living situation is similar to mine. I'm gonna assume that you live with your grandparents because you want to help support them and shit. Because I can understand the mindset of my grandparents are old. I don't want them to worry about bills in their old age. I'll take care of the mortgage and shit. You go do whatever the fuck you want to do since you were younger. I can understand that. So if your addiction to lolicon and shit is costing you your job, your income, and then you're basically sitting there with almost no money, and even in that same video, you bought like 3 fucking Blu-rays, I think it's like Gundam some shit, and even you yourself said, man, I really put myself back for this shit. And I was like, what the fuck? Are you bad at money spending? You're like 30-something, you're pushing 40. You should be much better at money handling than this, especially if you have people who I can assume to depend on you to help take care of them and shit. And your addiction to lollies and stuff like that is putting that in jeopardy. At some point, you have to think like a rational adult would. Now, I'm not gonna shit on you for sitting
Yeah.
here and being into anime. I'm not, cause listen. You could be fucking 60 years old still watching anime. All power to you. Anime's fucking cool. It's fun. It's awesome. They post some really good fucking stories there. It's really fucking great. But there's a difference.
And this is actually coming from somebody that's actually had their head up like freaking, Toriyama's backside.
No, actually. Now
Yeah,
there's
trying
because
to get a freaking sponsorship from Crunchyroll while trying to freaking get a sponsorship for Crunchyroll by actually freaking making more smear and defamation videos on yours truly.
so you got mad that I got a sponsor from Crunchyroll?
Yeah, I freaking what the hell?
That's not something that has to be mad about. That's got to be a jealousy thing. Come on.
I'm not jealous. It's just why the hell would you want to freaking have one of the most shitty companies to support you?
I like Crunchyroll. They got good shit.
I freaking, basically I don't like Crunchyroll because apparently they actually have pretty freaking shitty ass dubs. They actually do some horrible localization, and let's just add on, it's actually a very crappy company after what they did to Vic Mignogna.
Now, I do agree what they did to Vic is completely shitty. I do agree with that. But you have to understand, as I was saying earlier.
And you picked a fight with someone that was actually a member I Stand with Vic.
Okay, so does that mean just because we both agree on one topic that I'm not allowed to call you out on something that I think is really completely and utterly disgusting, and especially if it's costing you very vital, important parts of your life?
Let me just put it like this. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Before you actually go any farther, let me just let me finish. Okay? Let me finish. You're just actually freaking sitting over there trying to actually freaking be the so-called gotcha person, saying, oh, this person is actually this and that because they actually like something. Yeah, in fact, I actually quote my good friend Red Says Desu, who says that it's okay to actually find lolis disgusting, or it's actually not really your cup of tea, but you shouldn't go out of your way just to actually label them as a P file.
Well, okay, so what you're spanking it to is a fucking drawing and shit of a fucking anime character that is a kid. Now, a lot of fucking arguments that I see all the time and between most of you lolicons is always, this isn't a fucking anime drawing of a little girl. It's lines on paper. That's not an actual fucking argument. That's just you guys being a smartass. Especially when...
Hold on.
I let you finish earlier. So... that argument is not really you guys having a defense. That's just being a smartass. Because in reality, no fucking person on planet Earth looks like an anime character with them big ass eyes and that spiky ass hair and shit. No one fucking does. But when you are spanking it to a character that I don't fucking know that girl's name from My Hero. I'm just gonna say Pan because that's really the first one that comes to my head right now. So whatever. So if you're spanking it to someone to fucking Pan from Dragon Ball or some shit, a character who was conceptually designed to be a child, who on paper is a child, and even in the fucking concept drawings and concept boards or whatever the fuck in that show is a child, and the first thing that goes into your head is intercourse with them, that is a huge fucking red flag. That is a huge fucking red flag. Especially if I'm sitting there on the couch and I'm watching anime with one of my boys and they're over and shit, and they fucking, and Pan comes on, she's fighting somebody, I don't know, and what comes out of her mouth is, God damn. I'm like, what the fuck did you just say? Get out of my house. Like, shit like that. I feel like any normal person would be like, fucking ill, you like that shit? So of course, any normal, rational person, or as you would say, a normie, would sit there and be like, yo, you're a fucking pedo, dude. Because, like, that's fucking disgusting. Especially given the fact that you have written a fucking fan fiction about a very underage girl from My Hero Academia with the tags that say underage. So, the argument of its body type doesn't really fly anymore. That gets thrown completely out the window when you yourself put in your own writing underage, and that's not the only time underage is put in there.
Manic, I actually left something in the chat for you. It's actually a clip from Moist Critical. So why don't you go ahead and play it?
Okay, I do not have the capability of playing audio on this. Let me see if I can add something like that. Add the audio capture.
Yeah, basically, if you could play the audio of it, I actually would really appreciate it because I just really wanted to actually help hammer home my point with this clip from Moist Critical.
Somebody in the chat said this is not debate, it's therapy. I'm trying. I'm trying.
Okay, yeah, I believe it should be on the stream. All good. Okay, yeah.
I ain't hearing anything, but
yeah. So basically, it's let me share my screen and play that again. Where it's Moist Critical talking about cuties and then bring anime into it.
Yeah, exactly. Because apparently, even Moist Critical is actually, like the voice of common sense.
Okay, yeah. Let me play it again for everybody.
Twitter being the cesspool that it is somehow brings.
Okay, here we go.
Talking about, well, why is cutie such a big deal when anime has kids being sexualized? Well, first of all, anime is fake. Those like children lolly things, those fucking 900-year-old vampires that look like they're 4 years old, the little cum demons that have existed for 2 millennia, those aren't real people. They are animated fake things. These are actual 11 and 12-year-old girls that are subjected to this hypersexualization in this movie that the director has forced upon them. That's very different. This is real world versus totally fucking made up, drawn characters. It's
okay. So
Now,
what is your response to this clip?
Now he made a point of fucking, somebody brought to him that, these are fucking 1,000-year-old characters that look like they're fucking 4 or some shit. But my argument is, with these characters that you're attracted to, that's on your like list on Twitter and that you write about, that's not the case. These characters are written to be these little fucking not even 10-year-olds.
Because they're fictional characters.
But you don't see how a normal person would look at that and be like, fucking ew. You don't see how
they are not real.
So you don't see how leaving a digital footprint like that could, to an employer, be like, get this fucking guy out of here and cost you shit like your job, like it previously did, and like it probably would do again. Do you not see this shit, especially when it has repercussions like that? When even I assume one of your closest friends almost got kicked out of his fucking house because that shit. How has it not dawned on to you guys yet that this shit has
actually freaking dealing with mortgage issues? He's actually dealing with mortgage issues. Do you ever?
So that's what he was dealing with.
What's going on?
So that's what he was dealing with.
Because he's actually dealing with finances.
Okay, hold on. So what about this screenshot right here of this video that says, my mom found out about my videos, alluding to his Loli videos? Because that's what I'm talking about. Not about his mortgage video that came out, about his mother finding his Loli collection and being like, you need to get the fuck out of my house. I just dropped the screenshot of it right there into the group.
Alright. Yeah, apparently, freaking, I still have you blocked on here, so.
Oh no,
freaking.
Well, I mean, Manic can see it.
Yeah, I'm sharing the screen.
That video, actually, keep in mind, is now privated. So I guess after being made fun of for that, he was like, "Ah, fuck this," and just like took it down. Because if you click on that link, I can actually provide the link if needed. The video is actually listed that it's private, meaning it still exists. It's just, private. So your friend's family did, in fact, he almost got kicked out of his house because his family found this. So with you guys' families finding this stuff, and being willing to kick you the fuck out and being like, get the fuck out of my house, this shit is disgusting, because they are under the impression that my fucking child likes children. So even then, you guys, it hasn't dawned on any of you to be like, we might be in the wrong here.
This is why, I actually can't believe that you're actually making mountains out of molehills. Because basically, like I said, this is all part of the freaking causation/correlation fallacy.
Well, if I'm being extra for no reason, then I would like to take a little dip outside of the conversation we're having here, and I would like to ask the chat a question. So if everyone in the chat, if I'm being extra and shit, like I want to see if I'm being extra and I'm just blowing things out of proportion. If you knew someone was into lolicon to the extreme, like Mr. Anime here, would you trust them within a 10-mile radius of a school?
I'll make a poll in the chat to gauge the
Yeah,
chat.
basically, like I said, I don't have any interest in IRL kids. Basically,
Yeah, you like them
also another thing,
animated.
No. That like real kids, no. Okay, I don't do that.
Yes, but you like them animated as some sort of loophole so you can watch what your deepest fantasies of CP might be without being arrested.
Like I freaking said before you actually freaking go and jump to any conclusions, it's fictional characters. There's no correlation between fictional characters or real kids, okay?
But here's the thing.
Part of the causation study.
Here's the thing.
In fact,
here's the thing, though. The characters are fictional, but your attraction is real. A lot of the misconception that you guys seem to have is that all these anti-lolicons are trying to save the characters from us, but they're not going to think, it's not about saving, quote-unquote, saving the characters, because let's be honest, the concept of saving an anime character from someone is fucking dumb. Let's be honest about that. It's fucking stupid. It's stupid. It's about you guys not accepting what you actually are just because you don't like what it is. Because you don't like being called that. That you're like, I'm not accepting that that's what I am because I don't like being called that. That's inherently what you are. Again, the characters are not real. They're not. But your attraction is. Your attraction is very much real. It is very there.
That's actually a huge ass straw man if I've ever heard one in my entire life.
I heard nothing you just said.
Because basically, I said that is one big straw man you just used.
Okay, how?
Because basically, what one person is attracted to. Okay, hold on. Let me just actually bring up a point from one of my from my friend. Okay, it says here, arguments to use against anti-lolicons by Grant Biasteins, aka Digi/Cell. Since Twitter won't allow me to use Twitter no matter how peaceful I am, and I was unfairly ignored while appealing under Elon's new criteria, I decided to make a Google Doc that I can update every time I take a new argument. I don't want to participate in drama on Miskey, but I want to help out my pals who are still able to use Twitter. Okay, argument number one. Children are not ideas or a concept. They are a living organism who exist, and exactly 0.0% of them are lolis. A concept does not put on a backpack and go to school. A woman in labor isn't giving birth to an idea.
So, how does that excuse your disgusting habit?
Okay. Let me just put it like this. Basically,
every time he says...
What laws are being broken exactly? Let me just ask this. What laws are being broken?
I want to say something. Every time he says, and I quote, let me put it like this, take a shot of whiskey. There's no laws being broken because of the fact that lollies and the actual lolicon fucking hentais and shit like that, you guys are using that as some sort of weird little loophole to watch these characters that inherently are children, and even in your eyes that you write about are children without specifically breaking. I'm answering. No laws are being
Because
broken
apparently,
because of the fact that the lolly
exactly, because
hentai
there
is
are
not.
no
Let me
laws.
finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. No laws are being broken because you guys are watching the lolly hentai, which is technically not illegal, but is extremely looked down upon, and it's being used as some weird little loophole for you guys to sit there and watch what inherently is, I'm sorry to be extremely vulgar here, but a child getting fucked without being put on any sort of list. And it's weird because if you were to go to Google and type in lolly hentai, a disclaimer will come up and be like, yo, this is CP, get the fuck out of here. If you were to go to the hub,
Actually, ways
hold on,
around that.
hold on. If you were to go
There's
to
ways-
the hub, and we all know what I mean by the hub, if you were to go there and type in lolly hentai, no results. Even if you were to go to fucking X videos, and we all know X videos is really fucking, they let a lot of shit pass there. If you fucking type that in there, nothing comes up. Even the fucking porn sites don't want you looking at that shit. Even the disgusting ones don't want you looking at that shit. And it's like, come on, man. If the hub has standards and you're fucking like below that, then it's like, come on, man. Come on.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, basically, if you're going to be using the Protect Act of 2003 as, like, a per se, like, law, and I'm using air quotes with law, basically, let me just put it like this. You do realize that in 2008, the U.S. Supreme Court actually declared that freaking the Protect Act was actually deemed unconstitutional.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't give a shit about the Constitution. You as a adult who's pushing 40 years old should have a moral obligation to not be attracted to anything that looks like a child.
Wow. Basically, let me just put it like this.
Ooh, take a shot.
You're always actually saying I'm pushing 40 here, and yet, you're like whatever age you are.
Actually, I'll tell you how old I am.
Practically, like, what?
I'll tell you how old I am. In 2 days, I'll be 26. And I seem to know a lot more about this.
I am, and yet, you don't act like an adult.
I
You don't act like a damn adult.
I'm
either.
younger than you are, yet I seem to have a better understanding than this, a better argument than this, a better understanding of why it's disgusting and why it is morally disgusting and wrong. Why is that?
Yeah, like I said, you can find it disgusting. You can find it, not really your cup of tea. But you shouldn't actually go after other people that really enjoy it, because we're just here living our lives, being law-abiding citizens, and yet whenever actual kids get involved, that's where I draw the line. Like I even actually denounced the Shad Man for some of the artistic work he has done.
Now I'm glad that you brought up Shadman. I'm glad that you brought up Shadman because to use your own logic against you here, right? Now hear me out. Don't cut me off. Hear me out. Now, throughout this whole debate, your logic and your saying has pretty much been, they're just drawings on paper. They don't exist. They're not hurting anyone. Leave us alone. It's not a big deal. But you denounced Shadman for what I'm assuming to be him drawing Keemstar's daughter and shit. But to bring back your logic to that same thing, but you just said they're like lines on paper and shit and that it's not hurting nobody. So where's the line? Where's the line here?
The line is when real people are being involved. Like, if it's actually based off of real children, that's the line. But if it's actually based on, fictionally, like, nothing exists, just out of the creator's own imagination, that's A-okay.
Now, wouldn't you say that even in your fucking lolly hentais that a little bit of human input is put in and some form of people are involved, given the fact that their voice acting that they probably don't want put in that situation is being edited and used in that situation and shit like that? Because if I voiced the anime character that's a teenager, he fights demons or some shit, I don't know, and somebody decided... Hold on. If I decided to get into the whole voice acting gig and I voice some dude who fights demons or some shit, I don't know, and someone were to fucking draw a hentai of my character and were to take voice clips of what I've done for the show and put in that show, don't you feel like some sort of humanizing manipulation is being used in that scenario?
Basically, if you're actually if you're a consenting adult, if you're actually A-okay with what's been going on, basically you can't stop Rule 34 artists, because basically you can't stop Rule 34 artists because they're just gonna do it anyway.
So,
and yet, freaking, we're
so your argument pretty much is, so what? You can't stop them. That's what it is.
what I'm trying to say is basically, sooner or later somebody's gonna
Basically.
find it, and they're gonna make art of it.
Okay, but that
Simple
doesn't
as that.
make it any less gross. Doesn't make it any less disgusting. Just because the majority
Well,
does
basically,
one
it's
thing
the
doesn't
freaking.
mean
Okay,
that
whoa, whoa,
it's
whoa, whoa,
automatically in the right. There
whoa,
is such a thing
whoa.
as the minority being in the right, with the majority being, in the wrong. That does exist. It does.
And also another thing, the freaking lolis in question, they're actually voiced by adults as well. They
Okay.
just actually have capabilities of actually doing like childlike voices.
Yes, but I don't think anyone would have really imagined the fact that if they're voicing a little 6-year-old girl character, that them going ew ew would be a fucking accompanied to them getting fucked in a hentai made by some guy, like maybe a month later. Even
Basically,
like
have you
even
ever
then.
even noticed that there are women that make hentai as well?
Okay, but do they make hentai of children?
Some might, but that's just the thing.
So
It's a
just
part of
because.
Japanese culture, because
So it sounds to me like
Right,
me
hold on.
bringing up my points of why it's disgusting and shit are, I would like to think, are fairly valid, and that your response to it is, oh yeah, but he did it, like a fucking 6-year-old in first grade.
Okay. Yeah, let me just put it like this. I understand where you're coming from.
I don't think you do.
I think it's okay if you actually find it disgusting. I don't care if you actually think it's disgusting. I don't care if you actually think it's actually, not really your cup of tea or whatever.
If you didn't
But
care, then why ask me
just
to this
for the
debate?
love of because I freaking wanted to actually put this whole thing between the two of us to bed.
So did
Because
you think that I would
for
be
one-
like, I've seen the error of my ways? Or something like that?
Look,
I want to
both of
pick
us
at your
have
brain.
actually-
I want to pick at your brain a little bit. I want to know, like, what did you expect to come out at the end of this whole thing? Did you expect me to be like, fucking go team lollies? Like, what did you expect? I want to know.
Look, I'm actually just trying to call for a truce here, okay? Look, I understand that you've actually had some issues with what's been going on as of late. And, I'm just actually trying to freaking put this whole thing between the two of us in the freaking rearview mirror.
What
so
issues?
I can actually focus on doing,
What issues have
just
I been
doing
going through?
the stuff that I do.
Because I'm chilling. The last thing drama related that I did was that live stream with Michaelis about Violet. And that was like weeks ago.
Yeah, and basically, the freaking, basically, I actually don't have anything against Violet/Nova. I mean,
You should.
It's such a shame that
She dated a
actually picked it up.
16-year-old, being 20-something, almost 30. You should have a problem with that. But we're deviating from the lolly topic here, though.
But back to the lolly topic at hand, because look, yeah, if you actually really find it problematic, then don't freaking look at it. Don't pay attention to it. Just freaking ignore it.
Couldn't you make the same argument about you towards the shit that I say about you? Because you are pro free speech. So it seems like whenever I say something that you don't like, you immediately jump on it. But you just said if you don't like something, you just ignore it and shit. Wouldn't you say that you could have easily ignored a lot of things that either myself or other people have made about you? Because you did kind of muddy up your channel with just random responses with
Basically,
very
you lied
badly
about me.
edited
You
videos.
freaking lied about me.
What I lie about?
You actually lied about me.
What I lie about?
You actually kept freaking calling me a pedophile, and yet you don't have any evidence.
Well, I just described to you how you are. You just don't want to hear it. You just don't want to accept it. And then Grimsy also explained to you how you are a few weeks back, or a few months back, however long ago that was.
Apparently,
Shout out to Grimsy.
this is why yeah. Look, I had nothing against Grimsy, of course. Basically,
It didn't seem like it because you were
That's just
celebrating
one of
his
the-
account getting terminated.
But best of luck in your future endeavors, Grimsy. So that's all I gotta say.
Oh my god.
But in all
Okay.
seriousness, if you just want to go back to the Lolis, like
Yeah, yeah.
fine.
Let's pivot straight back because I have
Yeah,
a
yeah.
very special segment. Okay, let me. Okay, yeah, my screen is still sharing. So
Yes.
yeah, look at the Discord screen.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a variety of anime characters, and I would like to know, in your case, Mr. Anime, do you find this sexually attractive?
Oh no.
And
Oh,
okay,
Rebecca from Cyberpunk Edge Runners?
yes.
Yeah, she's actually considered an adult because she's got a nice petite body and stuff like that. And I also plan on actually getting her on my right shoulder as a tattoo.
All right, what is your reaction?
So that way, we can actually have Rebecca on each shoulder.
Konosuke. How do you feel? How do you feel about Rebecca from Cyberpunk? Konosuke.
I have not seen Cyberpunk,
You're
so
cutting in and out there, Manic.
I just know she's a blue chick who I think used guns at one point. That's really all I know.
All right. We have more anime characters. We have more anime characters to go. So let's continue on. All right, Yuzaki-chan from Yuzaki-chan wants to hanging out.
Oh, yeah. Freaking short stack that actually caused so much controversy, along with trying to get a freaking blood drive actually canceled for some stupid ass reason. Because, freaking Unseen Japan actually tried to freaking get, blood drive canceled because he actually tried using #MeToo.
You feel very
Konosuke.
strongly about the things that are going on in Japan, in a country that's literally across the planet from you. I've noticed that.
Yeah, and freaking Unseen Japan is actually a bald freaking white dude from freaking Seattle, Washington, that actually pretends to be, a freaking voice for the Japanese people.
Okay. So this is another anime I'm not familiar with, so I'm going to assume that this is another little bit overly developed underage character.
She is a college student.
So a college student. Okay.
Yeah, she's actually called a short stack.
Well, giving her facial
Basically
features,
an
she looks like
old
she's
Loli.
like fucking 12.
She's actually freaking she's actually freaking college age there, dude. She's actually 19 and 20 in the manga.
Okay.
All right. Continuing on, we have Bulma from
Oh,
Dragon
boy.
Ball.
Oh yeah.
Now, if I could go first on this one, since this is an anime I'm actually fucking familiar with. So, an argument that Roman here likes to make all the time is that Toriyama liked Loli shit at one point, and he did actually fucking just straight up draw Bulma's titties before and shit. So, I don't know if you're under the impression that just because I like Dragon Ball and that I have Dragon Ball tattoo and I have the figures and shit, that I'm just gonna automatically be like, oh, Toriyama sensei, he never did anything wrong. Listen, Toriyama's a fucking creep. Toriyama's an old ass fucking man who's way past his fucking time. He's gross as shit for drawing shit like that about Bulma and for drawing Kid Goku with his little wiener out and shit. Toriyama's fucking gross. He needs to take his ass to a fucking old person's home and just give the fucking series to Torotaro. That dude, he's fucking disgusting.
Your response, Mr. Anime?
Well, basically, I actually stopped watching freaking Dragon Ball after Dragon Ball GT. So I never really watched Super or anything after that because basically, why should I? I mean, yeah, I enjoyed the original Dragon Ball. I enjoyed the original Dragon Ball Z from the 90s. And I also enjoyed Dragon Ball GT since I actually have the freaking complete set
Okay, we're talking
of Dragon
about
Ball
this
GT.
character. All right, do you find this
Yeah,
character
in fact,
as...
I mean, she's actually pretty cool and all, but that's just me. So, next character, please.
All right. The Nakano quintessential quintuplets.
Man, this whole thing right here is showing me that my variety in anime that I watch is not really all that much. Because I'm like, I don't know any of these fucking kids.
I think that's actually from the quintessential quintuplets, right?
Yes.
I haven't actually seen that anime.
This looks like a bunch of fucking high schoolers. Take your ass to
They are
fucking
high
English class.
They are high schoolers.
The
Question is for you, Mr. Anime, would or would not?
Oh god.
I haven't seen the anime, so I'm on the fence.
Well, we're basing it on appearance here.
Yeah, just by appearance.
You're not going on a date with them.
I wish.
Like I said, I'm on the fence.
Okay. In that case, we have many others. So let's continue on. Gargura.
That bitch is like 4. She looks like she's fucking 4. Thank you.
Let me just put it like this. She's actually not just a loli herself, but she also happens to be a loli con. So let that sink in.
Double homicide.
In fact, she actually freaking happens to say, "What are you scared of a 4-letter word?" So yeah.
So it's safe to assume that you
Yeah,
would.
in fact, she's actually. But let me just put it like this. The Shork, you know, she is my Oshi after all. I mean, yeah.
Okay.
And also, she's actually 9,927 years old.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
That's when she actually first debuted, though.
Did you fix your glasses when you said that?
And she's in Atlanta. Look, I've even watched Gura's first stream. Okay?
Okay. Continue. By the way, this is in an order. I'm not going to reveal the order just yet, but I feel like you can catch the pattern here. Rena.
Not the top of her head so
Rena
fucking
Ryugu
big.
From Higurashi.
What the fuck's wrong with her head?
Basically, that's a total yandere. So I actually have a saying: never stick your dick in crazy.
Never stick your dick in animated children either.
Moving on.
Yeah, that's a hard pass.
Klee.
Klee.
Isn't that from Genshin Impact or some
Genshin
shit?
Impact.
You can't. Don't a fucking soul in the chat sit here and tell me that this bitch is actually like 10,000 years old. I swear she's not. I swear to God she's not.
You're cutting in and out, dude.
I said.
I can't hear you because you're cutting in and out.
I said no one sit here and fucking tell me that she's like fucking 10,000 years old.
I don't know Genshin Impact. So
Neither have I.
I haven't really played much Genshin Impact, so.
Okay, so
I mean,
based off
I
of
also have a
appearance,
friend,
would you?
Based off of appearance? Maybe.
All right,
Next.
let's cut the bullshit. We both know that's a yeah, but all right.
All right, moving on. The Velvet Twins.
No, not the Velvet Twins. No. Carolina Justine.
Carolina Justine. Basically,
God.
I have seen freaking J-Senpai actually have them on for a time or two, like when he was actually using the doggone Ropa sprites.
Oh boy.
So Mr. Anime would.
Like I said, also going to be a maybe with Klee.
Fucking Christ.
So, but what about the Velvet Twins? Okay.
You said maybe. So, what's the next one?
Okay, next one, Nanako.
That's a literal child. That is. Someone's taking care of that child. That is dinner time.
Yeah. Oh God. I'm actually gonna leave that one for Jay Senpai.
Yeah, it's gonna be dinner time for Mr. Anime too. Look at her.
Okay, so you said
Yeah,
you would,
that's for Jay. That's for Jay.
so you do not oppose the looting of Nanako,
Oh boy.
but you're leaving it for somebody else to do it.
Somebody wrote that's not even a lolly. That's a kid.
I can't hear you guys because you're cutting in and out.
Both of you sound fine from my end. So it
Yeah,
might be-
both of you sound good for me.
Yeah.
Because on my end, your guys are cutting in and out.
Okay, that may be, that's probably an issue on your end.
Yeah. Basically, like I said, I'm gonna leave that for Jay because that's his thing. I mean,
what can you define or describe what his thing is?
Okay, I can't hear you because, like I said, you're cutting in and out there, Manic.
Oh, okay. Stream. Put a 1 in chat if I'm cutting out for you guys, or if it's just Mr. Anime. Right?
I don't think I believe him about saying that you're cutting out. I think the pressure's getting to him.
Okay, Mr. Anime. I know you can't hear me. I'm moving on to the next one, the final one. Okay.
Oh, it's gonna be like the worst
Okay,
one.
what's the next one?
Okay.
All right.
That is an
Ooh,
infant.
Anya.
That is an infant. It's a fucking infant.
Interesting. Very interesting, if I do say so myself. But
What do you mean interesting?
Oh no.
But, that's going to be a, I don't even know how to put this, so.
Please go into
basically,
very
that's gonna
descriptive
be a hard
detail.
pass. I said pass, okay? Pass.
That he heard.
I have nothing against Anya, it's just, way too cute to lewd.
Okay.
So, Manic, I actually have a question. Would you be willing to let us know the results of that poll from the stream?
Oh yes, the would you would you trust somebody? So, with 26 minutes ago, I casted a poll. Would you trust a lolicon with a child? 78% said no, 8% said yes, and 14% said neutral.
Wow, public has spoken.
Yes, I'll end the poll right here.
I also got a DM just now that said that character Anya that you just said too cute to lewd was your words, but I just got a DM from Oculus that said you actually had retweeted a hentai of Anya before. So what's the deal with that? Did he catch you in a lie?
What? You're cutting in and out there, Kono.
How convenient for you. I'm saying I just got a DM just now from Moculus who said that you had previously retweeted hentai of that character. Her name was Anya, that you just said was too lewd to hentai to lewd. So, did he just catch you in a lie? Because if that's true, then yes. And keep in mind that your Twitter handle is right there under your icon, and people can just go to your Twitter and either look at your likes and look at your retweets. It's not hidden. So, what's going on with that?
Look, I actually pretty much prefer, the art, the creative freedom of expression in art. Because, basically, we're actually dealing with a constant influx of, freaking death threats and freaking hatred and backlash from all these, freaking everyday Twitter users that actually say, maybe you should just go KYS or freaking go Minecraft yourself or something like that. All because of what you like and stuff like that.
Yeah, but the thing is, you just did
That's-
not answer my question just now. I just asked if he caught you in a lie.
Look, I don't trust freaking pods as much as I could throw the guy. Okay.
Okay, but if it's on your Twitter, he can't really lie about that. So, did you in fact do that?
Yeah, but let me just
So you
put it
did.
like this.
You just
I
said
don't trust
you just
pods.
said yeah,
Yeah, I don't trust pods because basically
but you
pods
trust
is
your
nothing more than a freaking.
but you trust your Twitter. And if it's on your Twitter, then, yeah. So, did he catch you in a lie? It's just yes or no.
No.
So, if anyone were to go into your Twitter retweets, media, or likes, or anything like that, nothing from that character related would pop up. Nothing at all?
I personally doubt it, but there's too many likes and shit to actually just go through.
You doubt it, but you wouldn't be confident in your own tweets or anything?
Yeah, let me just put it like this. If you're actually just gonna try to freaking tear me down just because of something I like, or whatever, this just proves that, you're just only trying to do something just so you can actually freaking make yourself feel better.
But you asked for this
In fact,
debate.
that's what Konosuke is doing because, he's just trying to freaking get a laugh out of us because, he's just stroking his jollies off. So the two of us.
The only
being a
one
couple
doing
freaking
any
lol
stroking is you. We know that.
My hands are off my schlong there, dude.
Sure
In
it
fact,
is.
I'm not even stroking it.
Mm.
Yeah, you just keep freaking hallucinating like that there, bro. Because apparently, at the end of the day, this is actually just becoming nothing more than a giant freaking F-fest. Because, we're just trying to come to a common place where we can understand each other. And allow me to pick at your brain for a second.
And I gave you a whole spiel about what I felt about it. You basically know how I feel and all that shit about it. But the thing is, you can't really use the whole Konosuke's bullying me argument. Ooh, excuse me.
No,
because
I'm
of the
not
fact that
using
you
it-
asked for this
I'm
debate.
not using the freaking Konosuke as a bully card because apparently I'm just simply trying to freaking tell you that even though you might find something like problematic or whatever, that's just a youth thing. Everybody actually has different tastes. To each his own.
And your taste just so
Simple as
happens
that.
to be anime children.
And basically, I do like anime women as well.
Yes, but and you just said as well, so you just softcore confirmed that you do like anime children. That they are in fact
Actually,
children.
as long as it's fictional characters, because it's part of schizophrenia.
Yes, just as far as you can use that
It's
loophole. Just
Fictional characters.
as far
Fictional characters.
as far as you can, as long as you can use that loophole, you're good with it. As long as you can use that loophole.
Basically, that loophole fallacy that you're using,
It's correct.
that's actually pretty much, it's not a loophole.
It
It's
is.
just facts.
It's a loophole.
It's not a loophole. Like I said, not a loophole. It's just facts.
It's a loophole. It's a loophole.
No, it's not a loophole.
It's a fucking
No, it's not.
loophole. It's
No,
literally
it's
a
not.
fucking loophole. The fact
No,
that
it is not.
the fact that you can legally
Look, it's
watch
fact.
a child
It's
getting
fact.
fucked
It is fact.
and not go to jail for it, but the loophole is, but it's not a real child,
That-
it's an anime
Look,
one.
if it's a loop,
And then you're like,
look.
sign me the fuck up.
okay, hold on. Okay, let me just put it like this.
Take a shot.
If it was a loophole, then basically, wouldn't they actually be freaking trying to get this through Congress? Try to actually say, we need to actually freaking try to protect kids more.
That will happen the day that one of you lolicons go to the extreme and fucking try and kidnap a child or some shit.
No. Basically, have you ever tried Dr. Pizza, for instance?
What the fuck
That
does that have to
dude
do with
actually
anything?
said that lolis are actually freaking, equivalent to CP, and yet he himself was caught with CP.
Okay, then he's a fucking pedophile. If I can, then that's what. What does that have to do with the full fucking lolly argument then? Because that one fucking dude
What
likes to
I'm-
fucking
what
diddle
I'm trying to
kids?
say is, basically, people. Look, what I'm just trying to say is, if you're actually gonna go out, there's an old saying: those who project the loudest clearly have something to hide.
There is no projection here. There is no projection. If you feel like there is, then I encourage you. Hold on.
I bet you're
If you
projecting.
feel like
You are projecting.
if you feel like there's any form of projection and that I'm a secret lolicon or some shit like that, I encourage you. I will unblock you so you could do this. I will encourage you. Go to my Twitter, go through my
I
media,
don't
and go
wanna
through my
actually-
likes. Go ahead.
After this whole stream here, I'm done with you. I don't want to have anything to do with you.
Yeah, because I've
Okay.
been slapping that
Yeah.
ass this whole fucking stream. Come
No,
on.
basically because you're just actually freaking just trying to treat me as like the next Geekdom 101, the next Lord Perfection, the next GG Chillin',
Sure.
and you even tried going after JSFIX4.
Sure. Okay. You know what? Actually, I just got another fucking DM from Mock that actually made a good point. So, you just made that whole point of fucking, basically you were trying to say anti-lolicons are not really all that shit because we found one of you that turned out to actually be a pedophile. Alright, cool. But, and this one should actually hit a little bit closer to home to you since you actually knew them. Hold on, I'm not done. Because he's
Basically,
DMing me. What am I, his
that
fucking parent?
nutbag actually doesn't even understand anything
Hold on.
about fictional
Hold on.
characters because
I'm
he
saying my
just
point
gets
here.
his feelings off
I'm not
from
done.
Actually freaking
I'm not
getting
done.
us into fucking drama.
I'm not
This
done
is all
saying
he
my
does.
point here.
This is how freaking
I'm-
he and Vader
I'm not done
freaking
saying
operate.
my point here. I'm not done. So, he actually made a
Yeah.
point saying that you were friends with Violet at one point, who also was into Loli and shit, but dated a minor. So she turned out to be a pedophile as well. So
Yeah,
that's
but I didn't even
so that's
freaking know about that shit until freaking
that doesn't mean it didn't
Mr.
happen.
Crowley actually had to freaking pull that out.
That doesn't mean it didn't happen. So you don't think that's worth mentioning?
Look, I didn't even fucking know any of that fucking shit.
Okay, but I'm telling you now, it happened. You don't believe me? There's plenty of people who can vouch. If you think I'm sitting here lying to you. Excuse me. If you think I'm sitting here lying to you and shit, there are plenty of people who can vouch. There's an entire Twitter account dedicated to exposing her and shit. That is, in fact, what she did. There's screenshots floating around about it and all that shit. That it seems like you're really like, oh, god damn it, that now a lolicon, one of you just got outed for being an actual pedophile. So what's your rebuttal to that?
Basically, apples to oranges. Simple as that. Basically, we do not condone actual pedophiles in our freaking
That doesn't mean they're not there.
areas of.
Doesn't mean they're not there.
Look, we don't actually condone those. Okay, we don't condone actual like kitty diddlers. Okay.
Okay,
In
but
fact,
that doesn't
the word
mean they're not there.
pedophile is actually being watered down to the point that it has absolutely lost all meaning.
How?
Basically, people are overusing the term and lumping people that they don't like into said category.
No. I
Yeah.
mean, here's a good
Yeah.
example, right? I don't just throw around and call people that shit for no reason. Here's a good example, right? I did not like Moculus. I'm still not really a big fan of him all that much. But never have I called him that. Never. The person who does is Vaughn, but that's Vaughn. Vaughn is Vaughn.
You accused freaking Xavier, you even actually accused Gigi Chillin, all of which you didn't actually have proof.
I did not accuse Gigi Chillin of being a pedophile, ever.
Yeah, you did.
When?
Yeah, you did.
When?
Basically, oh, let's see. How about that freaking one video where you actually freaking said you lied about Gigi Chillin on one of Moculus's channel?
He was fucking
When you
for
actually were
sexual.
actually in a freaking.
He was for sexual assault, not for a pedophile. They were of age. But again, you're sitting here and dodging the fact that what I just said, one of your lolicons got outed for being a pedophile. So how much longer until a bunch more of you just start getting exposed for that shit? I genuinely would not be
Basically,
surprised if
that's
you get
like,
caught one
the
day with
freaking
that
thing.
shit.
One bad apple is actually what freaking spoils the whole barrel. Basically, we need to toss out the bad apples and just, freaking Ugh.
Okay, so since you guys seem to be talking in circles now, may we get to some viewer questions real quick?
Yeah, sure. Actually, Manic, I was told to ask you this. Moculus is actually asking if he would be allowed into the call.
Give me his Discord and I'll add him because I think we're gonna be allowing a few callers in here soon. But let me get these callers.
Yeah.
first.
Anyway, I'm gonna call it good here because basically.
Oh, mention
if you
Moculus
guys
and he's
wanna
out.
Stick around.
Okay. Do you want to talk?
Basically, I just don't want to deal with freaking Tods or Beta or anybody like that. But basically, if you guys want to freaking have those guys on, count me out. But anyway, I simply said my piece.
Do you
I'm
want
out.
to answer some questions? Do you want to answer some questions? Some of these are like directed towards you. For example, B asks, "What is your favorite lolly?" Mr. Anime.
I'm here! What? Oh, I missed you! Hello! Oh my god. Never thought the day would come.
What's this?
Holy shit!
He's back.
Dude, why would you agree to do this shit for a second fucking time?
Why the fuck do you actually have a picture of me? I mean, Jesus Christ, can't you think of something original?
Oh boy.
No. Dude, why would you do this for a second time? How'd you think this is like what the fuck, dude?
2 L's, my
Why?
guy.
I'm not even asking to be that, you said you were threatened by me earlier. Like, I'm not trying to be like a bad guy or anything. Like, I'm seriously asking you.
Seriously, why am I actually looking at myself? I mean, basically, Jesus Christ, can't you actually at least change the picture to something else?
No. I mean, dude, this is the problem, is if it was my PFP, you would have left. I had to disguise myself.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think I can do the questions. I'm the freak out.
The questions are literally so easy, bro.
I'm so glad he asked me to this debate. What the fuck?
Dude, this is such bullshit. This is bullshit. Why would he do... Oh, what's up, Manic?
So, legit question for I guess for everyone here, for everyone in the chat, is this a W for Konosuke or for Mr. Anime? What do you guys think?
Let me start a poll. Okay.
Dude, I go ahead.
Yeah, W for Konosuke. L in chat for Mr. Anime343.
3 for Grimsy. Dude,
Yeah.
he was so bad. He put his face as my profile picture. Like, what?
I'm genuinely surprised that in the last stream, his weird little fanfic about that fucking child was never brought up. I was like, holy shit. I was like, holy shit.
I didn't know anything.
Yeah, the fact that was like not there, I was like, holy shit, that's like a half hour's worth of shit just like right there. How do they not know about that? I was like, fuck.
Dude, you know what's gonna happen now is he's gonna make an hour-long live stream about how you ruined his life and made him mentally ill and threatened him on video.
Probably.
Dude, how long was I in the call before he left? It was like, it was so bad, man. I wasn't even being mean. I was thinking, like, I had a couple of things I was gonna say when I came in. It was either gonna be like "Daddy's home" or I was gonna like start saying I'm a federal agent and start listing numbers. But I don't even know, dude.
That's fucking funny. People are fucking voted W Grimsy. Stole the fucking spotlight.
Well, no, because last fucking stream was so wild. Like, I don't know why he would do this. Like, it's actually, if there are any A-logs watching, bro, A-log this, dude. It's actually, it'd be so entertaining, bro, 'cause he's fucking crazy.
I didn't even ask him for this debate. He randomly commented on my video. Actually, you know what? I'll send you the screenshot about that shit too. He commented on my video. Yeah, and he was like, "Hey, listen, Mr. Anime here," and like as if I don't know who the fuck he is. Like, "Hey, Mr. Anime here. I'd like to fucking debate you right here." And I'm like, "Fucking I guess, sure. And I was like, if you want, of course, I can't be too surprised of him that he was like, I want to debate you, but if you want to debate me, talk to Manic. I'm like, motherfucker, you talk to me. You're an adult. Like, fucking hell.
Yeah, dude, if you guys can hear my fucking roommate screaming right now. So, like,
Was he listening to this whole thing?
No. He came in and was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm about to scream at some asshole." Like, dude, I don't like. Fuck, man. I just wish he would have stayed for like 5 minutes.
Okay. Do you guys want? I don't know if he's like playing devil's advocate or he genuinely like. Do you guys want to debate another guy, or on the pro Lolicon side?
If it's 2v1, yeah, dude.
He's willing to do.
Wait, who is it?
I can debate this guy for 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Wait, who is it? Is it like Garant or something? That's one of Mr. Anime's friends.
It's not one of his friends.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Hello?
Howdy.
Good evening.
What?
Good evening.
Hey, what's up, man?
Alright, well, we woke up from a nap, saw the debate going, and tuned in. It was like, you know, I could argue this better.
Well, that's the thing, dude, is like, when I did it, even the lolicons, which they hate me, were like, this is a W for me.
I mean,
so I was surprised that he even wanted to do a second debate because it was like, it was a slaughter.
I mean, it's Mr. Anime. As he's previously said in the previous debate, debates are not his forte. So the bar is not really that high for the lolicons right now.
Well, that's the thing. Like, why don't we take some of these questions, and then I've got a couple interesting counterpoints to some of the earlier stuff that was brought up.
And also, just to like set the ground, are you like a lolicon, or are you just like defending it?
I'd probably qualify. I am a fan of the body type, so.
Okay. All right, Manic, you want to read the questions?
Okay. Okay. So if you want to add some more questions, if you go to the live chat and then there should be the filters, top chat, live chat, and then questions. That's where I'm reading it from. So a lot of these are directed to Mr. Anime. I'm not sure how
Fuck.
if all of these are applicable.
I can answer them for him.
Yeah. Yeah. He asked, "What's your favorite lolly at Misteranime343?" Does that apply? I don't think. Can you answer on his behalf?
Faith. Like, again, Rebecca kind of comes to mind, but I honestly haven't watched Cyberpunk yet. I got downloaded, but I'm still, like, it's on my to-watch list.
Okay. Do we want to make it a 2v2 right now?
Who else would you have? Yeah.
Dude, everybody wants to call in right now. Everybody.
Let him in.
All right, hold on. Okay, hold on.
How long is this gonna last? I gotta wake up at 5 a.m. for work. Holy shit.
Oh shit.
Like,
Yeah, I have
Megan's
class in the
definitely-
morning too.
Like, Megaman's definitely got it going, but at the same time, like, her age is very pretty far over the course of Konosuke, so it's like, at what point did she, like, was it okay?
All right, returning from the very first debate, the tomboy debate, we have Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger?
Yeah.
I've fallen from grace.
What?
So
Okay.
I went anti-tomboy and now I'm pro-lolly.
Wait,
What the
what is
fuck?
it?
Well, how else do we even the playing field? We have to have two intellectuals versus two intellectuals,
Yeah, I'm an intellectual, yeah.
right? I mean, come on, like we're debating, right?
Yeah.
Are my audio levels all right?
Yeah, you're fine.
I'll turn you up just a little bit. Yeah, if anybody needs to be turned up, chat, just tell me. Just go at it. I'm probably just gonna eat.
I was about to say, I do have a quick question for the anti-lolly guys. What do you think should be the, is it a legal thing or a moral thing?
Well, I mean, if you are talking about like the opinion of the government, it's obviously a moral thing, right? Legally, I think it's like it's obviously a hard thing to crack down on, especially on the internet and shit like that. But I
Right,
definitely
so-
think
so, like- So, like,
well, I wasn't. Yeah, I think that like if people are going out and doing it in the way that like for Mr. Anime, for example, is like he's devoted his life to it and he's losing his fucking job of 11 years
Of
over it.
course, right? So
Like
he's
some legal
lawyer.
shit should probably go in there, like at least like on a watch list or something, dude.
Well,
Well,
so we saw societal issues with that, right? So it's like, yeah, it's frowned upon.
Yeah.
well, okay. Well, here's the thing. If we're gonna get into like the kind of core of the issue, this is where I'd like to, like, if we look at legally, the age varies. Sometimes even as far as state to state, the acceptable age varies. So there's issues with that. Like, yes, there's like we could all probably agree that prepubescent is off limits.
Yeah.
As a
Like,
as a
He's like, I think
as,
that
as a drawing or as the person.
like the real person, 100%, we can all agree that prepubescent is off limits.
Okay.
You know, one thing I very much heavily agree with Grimsey on, which he said in the previous debate, was that yes, it is not illegal. Although, from a moral standpoint, I do agree with him saying that if you sit there and you watch Loli, especially as heavy as Mr. Anime does, you really should be like on a list. Because I agree with the statement that I think the possibility of you doing something.
That's a slippery
That's the thing. Like, I'd like to circle to that later. I just want to tackle more of the biological aspect first, and then get into kind of that social moral aspect in a bit, because there's a lot of double standards in that field that I wanted to point out and address. But here's the thing. So, and when it comes to post-pubescent, when a woman is of the age where she can biologically have children, what exactly is the determining factor that makes it okay versus not okay?
I mean, what do you mean? Like age?
Yeah, like we use age, but keep in mind, the development of the human female can actually be accelerated. Some girls develop earlier than others. We use age as an all-around number. But if we go back to when the human lifespan was short, if we go back to when the human lifespan was short, it was basically she's had her first period, she's a woman now.
Yeah, but the whole thing about the age is that it's not about the physical part, it's all mental, right? The entire point of there being an age of consent is that they are mentally incapable of consenting, is the idea, right? Whether you agree with that or not is a different story.
But that's where we see now that women are claiming grooming into their 20s.
Well, obviously that's bullshit.
Well, no, but
I mean,
you say obviously, but if it's mental age, do we not have plenty of women of arguably adult age physically and by years, but mentally they probably should not be given the ability to choose their own partners?
What?
Do women ever really grow up, to be fair?
Obviously none.
Exactly. No, but that's exactly the point.
Well, I mean, I think that's kind of crazy. Like you gotta admit. I mean, of course, if we can talk. Why are we just talking about women too, right? You can talk about men as well. Like think about whenever you were 14 versus whenever you were 18.
Guns only apply to women.
Well, that's the thing. Like, we'll get into the male aspect in a bit, but like if we're going to be talking about Loli, which is specifically women, then let's keep it focused around women for the moment, and then we can get into the male dynamic in a second.
Yeah. But speaking of women, may I add a female lolicon?
You my fucking God.
You know what? You know what? I would love to hear a female's perspective on this shit. I would love to.
Fuck
I have
it.
to listen to a woman?
Women scare me.
I don't know if I can do that.
Fucking Christ. This is some shit.
This is Saturn. All right.
Are you a biological woman?
Yeah,
What?
that's the only kind of woman there is.
Based.
Okay.
No lolicon.
What? No, it's just a question.
I'll try really hard banning. I know
Okay.
you've seen my Discord server,
But
so
so can we get back to that question? So what exactly determines when a woman is capable of making her own actionable choices?
some
toward
people
her sex?
in general are never able to make that choice. They'll just always be stupid.
But okay, so from a moral standpoint, if they are that stupid, then does that mean that morally they can never consent?
I just honestly couldn't care less. They're just gonna spiral. and who
Unfortunately,
cares?
that's kind of what this debate is hinging on, so we kind of need to care about it, at least for the sake of the argument.
It's so hard to care
There
about
are two
stupid
other people
people.
that can answer.
Well, I look for someone else to actually answer.
I can't
All right.
muster
okay.
enough care
Oh.
for stupid people.
So chat has been asking this of one particular person for quite a moment. What is all of your opinion on slavery?
Oh my God, is chat talking about slavery again?
Debate.
Seriously?
It's not related to the debate.
I'll
Fuck you. It's
Let's
content.
see. Well, let's put it this way: we in society
Uh-oh.
currently accept that criminals are not subject to having those same rights against slavery. So, if you're okay with criminals doing unpaid labor, you're
Yep.
okay
No,
with
they do.
slavery.
They do get paid. What are you talking
Okay.
about?
They
Yeah,
get,
they
they
get
get
paid.
paid
Yeah,
half a cent an
then
hour.
I'm okay with
There's
it.
a whole
Then I'm
prison
okay with
economy.
it.
They get like
It's beyond cheap, and it's okay. Like, is someone who, but like if someone goes and works for sub
Criminals aren't
minimum
people.
wage,
Holy shit.
like if someone goes and like they work for, oh shit, is the stream getting news?
No. Just
Sorry,
what
it's
I
buffering
think
on
he
my
said
end
that
here.
for my comment.
My ear
No,
is
but-
just ads.
Yeah, but like here's the thing. So, if someone is not legally allowed to work what is the legal minimum wage, is that not slavery, or is slavery strictly no pay?
I don't think slavery is being paid under minimum wage.
Yeah.
Okay,
Is
well,
it
what
being
if
paid?
you're paid in room and board? Is that slavery?
Well, what if you're paid
You're working
in-
for your house.
Because here's the thing. Like, if you're going to say that slavery doesn't count if you're paid in room and board, then America has never owned slaves.
at that point you're just
To
fucking
be
working
fair,
to sitting there and live and survive. So it's like
I thought you were using the prison argument, and I was going to go with the fact that it's an underinflated economy, and so like you get paid like $2 an hour, and then you go to the store and everything's like super cheap because it's already all government paid for. So you're just it's a part of the rehabilitation process for that. I think that you try and use, like the prison system as an example isn't great, but also again. Even if we go further back, don't know the living conditions of those people back then, and then comment like, "Oh no, you're being fine, and you know your rights are not totally being trampled on right now. Just keep going because you're paying for your room and board, right? Because like you, you know,
I think you guys are the ones taking this question the most serious.
Yeah, honestly, I
Going
don't.
off of the
I'm
prisoner
gonna say.
argument.
I'm just gonna
Going
say.
off of
I don't give a shit, and it's probably fine. And see you guys. I mean, I gotta go. I gotta go fucking
Bye.
read. I gotta go read Hinduism or some shit.
well, whoever's in your profile picture, whoever's in that man's profile picture, handsome, strapping, you'll find himself a beautiful, big-breasted woman.
No, so that's Mr. Anime343. That's the reason why.
I've been
Oh
watching
my
the stream the entire time. No,
God.
I don't
if we
know,
were
but-
like, if we were going off of a prisoner argument, prisoners aren't people, so that doesn't really work.
Okay, and then as soon as they walk out of the prison, they're people again? Why does
It depends if they keep committing crime.
So that's the thing. So like
Going
slavery is
from that-
okay so long as we don't categorize it into two. Okay, just figuring out where people stand on this.
That doesn't make any sense.
Alright,
You
I feel
didn't
like
say
this-
that was a requisite.
I think it's implied.
I mean,
feel
if
like
we're at the point where like you get rights or you don't get rights based on whether or not you are categorized as human by the existing government.
How
then,
about we
like,
categorize it as if you commit felony or not?
okay, but here's the thing: who decides what's a felony or not?
I meant like things that we all agree are felonies, like murder.
Yeah,
Stuff
but
like
that's
that.
we don't all
Okay,
agree on
but
what
that's
murder
not
is
how
or
the
not.
system actually works.
Yeah, we don't all agree what murder is.
It's
like,
the
how far a crime
concept.
can go.
Because there's plenty of people who would technically qualify as not human by that definition, who've committed far less severe crimes than people who
Yeah.
are considered human.
Trail.
Okay, I feel like this conversation is going.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
going to go down weird. But
All right, so
that is like trying to ask about slavery. That's kind of our loose slavery thing.
So I just want to say, I actually have to wake up at 5 a.m. for work, so I'm actually gonna have to take my leave here.
Oh.
So I do want to say, Manic, thank you for having me on here.
So.
That was actually pretty
thank
damn
you for
fun.
being willing to
God
debate.
damn it! It's like
Yeah, I
finally
know.
get
The
decent
real,
debaters
the real
on, and
Flo
now all
Lolly
the
guys
counter
come out. You
argument
guys all
side
run
runs
like
away.
cowards.
All right, so I'll see you guys later.
Alrighty,
Yeah,
Excuse me.
I have to wake up early too. We just did a little trolling at the
Dominic.
Oh, that was fun. That was fun. Thank you.